Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today in this video I wanted to kind of shortly go over again some more theory crafted builds of mine, because for those guys who do or do not know, I've played to if I have an 89 Inquisitor Blade Vortexer, that's pretty good, and I've got my 82 Bleed Assassin that I released for you guys I think about a couple days ago, a week ago, and today I have actually, I have a lot of builds that I want to talk about, but I'm going to start with I'm going to show you guys two of them for right now, and then, depending on the success of those characters, we'll see how the other ones will go. Sorry, I'm like fucking hot. My room is like, don't worry about it. All right, anyway. Okay, so let's go over one character that's kind of benched right now. So, first of all, for those of you guys who do or do not know, I was playing this new skill that just recently got released, and this skill is actually called Elemental Shit. It's the first time it's ever been released. For those of you guys who don't know, it's a very good skill. I'm totally kidding. It's probably one of the worst skills in the game. And I wanted to try to see if I could get this skill to properly work, basically, if that makes sense. Because, there's definitely a lot of ways you could play this. But I wanted to kind of give my twist on the build and see where I could go with it. So basically, this was going to be a Inquisitor bow user that was going to use Elemental Hit. And the reason for Inquisitor is... one, I think Inquisitor is one of the strongest endgame classes, simply because of this one node right here, Inevitable Judgment. Critical strikes ignore enemy elemental resistance. And I wanted to kind of make a budget, as always, following all the builds. So we're going to use a bow called a Doomfletch's Prism, which is only a few chaos on the market. Now, the reason you're using a Doomfletch's Prism, I don't do any of the calculations of weapon DPS, or that's not me, man. I just look at stuff, I'm like, that looks good, let's put it together. Alright, that boss got one shot, moving on. So it says gain 110% of bow physical damage as extra damage of each element. Now, if you just look at the regular Doomfletch, it's only one element. It's a random element. Now it is every element with the upgrade of this weapon. It's also not too bad. It's got a decent attacks per second. The crit rate rolls up to 7%. So 7% base is not too bad. After you put in increased critical strikes, that puts it to about 8.9%, which is pretty solid. You could easily achieve about 50% crit rate with a crit gem inside here, even as a Templar bow character. Now, what this means is I believe you want to start scaling flat physical on all your gear alongside with weapon elemental damage, because the flat phys will get calculated into the bow damage, and then the bow damage gets converted to your different elemental properties, which would then get scaled by your WED. I believe that's how it works. Remember, I don't really know. I didn't go to school, man. Me and my math is kind of like... So, I kind of just go with it. Now, again, this character hasn't really started because I started picking up crit, but I don't have the crit gem, and I don't have Inevitable Judgment, which is kind of like the big thing. The reason why I haven't allocated points yet is because I put this character on hold, but I do want to just show you guys a little bit of how the character works, nothing too crazy or anything. Let me just go to some, let's go do some, I don't know, I gotta go somewhere easy so I don't die. Alright, let's go to a cool ledge. This is only 7 levels under, This is, I think, an accurate way to show off my build. Now, we are currently using WED, GMP, Chain, Elemental Hit, Faster Attacks, Elemental Focus, and these will greatly be changed once I swap out into something else, if that makes sense. Now, my current 4-link setup is Elemental Focus, WED, Faster Attacks, Elemental Hit. Now, let's show you guys a little bit of some gameplay here, shall we? Oh. Bitch, pick it up. It's not too bad. I'll explain the shittiest part about the skill here in a little bit, which we'll see here very shortly. I think I went the opposite way of where I wanted to go. I think Hadouken is the opposite direction. Now, there are many different ways to play Elemental Hit, and a lot of people have asked me, why aren't you using X and X weapon or X and X? And the point is that, like, if a skill is somewhat decent, it should be able to be scaled through normal means, not you have to use a 10 exalted weapon to get the skill to work because the skill is so shit, That's what I'm a firm believer of. And I actually don't know where I'm going. Oh, I think I'm going directly up to Shadow to get Ball Pack next. But I want to show you guys the damage of the single target, even with a 4-link, because it's not bad. Like, the single target is not bad, and because the single target isn't bad, it leads me to believe that the build could potentially work. So there's a mob right there. We're gonna give him a little snipe. All right, 2 shots, not bad. That's our 4-link single target. It's pretty good, and if I were to crit, realistically, everything would die, but I don't have crit yet. Now, the biggest downside of Elemental Hit in the past was that, well, one of the biggest downsides is the mana cost. It costs 51 mana on my current 6-link, and that's only going to go up and up because as the skill gets higher level, it starts to cost more mana. Which kind of fucking sucks, but that's life, right? The other downside about it is that since the elemental damage is so varying, it's difficult to scale it. Like, you have elemental weakness, and you have crit, and you have projectile weakness, and that's it. If you use something like conductivity, you're doing different elemental damage types. You can't just, it doesn't just work like that. But if you go Inquisitor, as long as you crit, all of your elemental damage will bypass the resistance. And that's kind of the purpose of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. So that's kind of the main purpose of it there. Is by going Inquisitor, I can greatly change the way my damage works. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, I kind of feel that the build would be okay. I think the only reason why I'm a little bored with it is because I literally just played a bow character, so I gotta kind of retire him. So that's this guy. Again, I don't want to link anything right now. If you guys want to see a little bit of it, it's right here for you. Haven't incorporated frenzy charges. I gotta swap these 2 points, connector here, grab the duelist leech, so I don't need to go life leech gem, and that's gonna be it. That's just our little sneak preview. Now the other guy I want to play is also kind of up in the air. His name is Tank Totem, or I don't really know what to call it. But basically, it is an outline for a generic Fire Chieftain. That's all I've got so far. The reason why I wanted to go Fire, and the reason why I wanted to go Chieftain, is because I wanted to make an Uber Lab farmer. I saw Angry AA, and I know he was talking about it on the podcast we just recently did, and it looks honestly like a lot of fun. The league that I enjoyed myself the most was actually Talisman League. That's where I hit my highest level character. I've got a 95 Shadow on there. And the reason why I enjoyed it so much is there was other things for me to do. I wasn't just mapping, you know. I did 150 Adziri runs in that league, and I did about 30 Vinctor runs in that league as well. And Adziri and Vinctor was just additional content that was also fun, you know. Now everybody's doing Adziri, and everybody's doing Vinctor. I don't know about Vinctor, but Adziri is a joke with Ascendancy classes now. Ascendancy just kind of broke everything and made it super easy. So I kind of wanted to do something else, and Uber Lab is definitely something that looks fun. The reason why I say it looks fun is it's very dangerous, and you kind of want to make a build for it if you want to basically be as safe as possible. Some other things about Uber Lab that's really cool is you can get very high map drops out of it. You can get quality gems, you get the best enchants, you get the extra skill point. People will always buy in for it. There's so much profit to be gained, and you sacrifice little to nothing to run it. And this is why I want to do it. It feels to me like a temporary endgame solution for when I get bored. You know, like, oh, I don't feel like mapping right now. My mapping base isn't high. I don't want to buy chisels. I don't feel like going to trade. All right, let's do 20 Uber Lab runs, build up a map pool again, get our currency, fund a new build, and, you know, again, move away from the monster grind and more towards the little elusive, evasive, you know, kind of the way it is there. And, you know, it's going to be hit or miss. Either I'm not going to enjoy it or I am going to enjoy it. But, you know, I figure, what the hell? Why not give it a try? Show some of the new stuff, you know? So, let me go on monitor capture here so I can properly show you guys the nodes of what we've got. All right. Now, the reason why I decided to go... Chieftain is you can also go Juggernaut. Juggernaut is probably going to be better than Chieftain. But Chieftain is going to allow me... basically, if I go Flame... Now, you can go Flame Totem, you can go Incinerate Totem, you could go Flame Blast, you could go Fire... You could do literally any fire spell, insert here, boom, you're done. But we're starting off with Flame Totems. Now, whatever the fuck, however you pronounce this, Moon Presence... Enemies near your totems deal 8% less damage. Very good for you know, Azaro and Uber Lab. And enemies near your totems take 16% increased physical on fire. This should be a multiplier to your damage, so that's overall just a very strong node for any fire-based totem character. Life regen is always good in the Labyrinth. Again, additional life regeneration. Coming up here, this is pretty much useless, unfortunately. I guess I do get a chance to ignite, which means that this is basically just 35% increased damage, because with 15% chance to ignite with 2 flame totems going off, you're most likely going to have a target ignited. And then again, some more life regen fire damage. 0.5% of maximum life regenerated per second per endurance charge. This allows you to basically have insane regeneration while your endurance charges are active. And what this does is this allows you to eat pretty much majority of the traps as long as you're hovering between 8, I'd say like 8 to 11, depending on how many endurance charges you want to throw in your build. Because if I remember correctly, endurance charges actually mitigate the damage dealt from traps. And now you get insane regeneration, and you have insane fizz mitigation. Actual, like, pure fizz mitigation. And it's not going to be uncommon for me to hit, you know, 15, 20%, actually more. Probably about 20% of my life regeneration per second. Just in this tree alone, it's 12% before any endurance charges. And then the last note, again, it's totally up to you how you want to do it. I wanted to go Iron Will, so I was thinking of getting like 10% reduced mana. Well, that doesn't matter at all. We're blood magic, but 10% increased strength and 40% increased armor. Additionally, if I don't want to do that, we could come up here for the dips. Get our 1% fire damage leeches life, which is useless. Damage penetrates 10% of fire res is very nice for our flame totem. 20% of physical as extra fire, that doesn't do anything for us. But 1% of damage dealt by your totems is leeched to you as life. This isn't too bad. I don't really think it's going to be too much of an issue. But this is just something else to think of. Now, with the layout of the build, again, we grab pretty much everything we need to get. We get 5 jewel sockets with 231% increased life, with 206% armor. It honestly looks like a very just smooth, chill layout that I could do, again, anything on. You could drop the totem nodes and go Firestorm. You could go Incinerate Totem. You could go Flame Totem. You could again, literally pick any skill and insert it, and you should be good. One other thing I wanted to bring up that I thought would synergize really well. Let's see. Let me bring this up here. I kind of was on a hype of this chess piece a little bit last league, and I'm kind of going to bring it back. Now, this chess piece is called Lionized Vision, and a lot of people, I feel, cannot properly make use out of it because it is pure armor, and most people that want Pierce are focused on the right side of the tree. So unless you're going Iron Reflexes, I feel most people can't get proper usage out of this. Well, the thing about this is that if you put Flame Totem with Pierce, it doesn't do anything but get a free multiplier to damage, because Flame Totem's projectile already pierces 100%. So, if you look at the Pierce support gem on Path of Exile, alright, you can see here, a level 15 Pierce gives 24% more damage. So literally by using an armor chest piece, which I'm scaling armor, that gives up to 100% life, I get a free multiplier. So by using a tanky chest piece, I gain damage. Now, the biggest thing that would also pop up with this... Is there porn on here? Let me just make sure there's no porn for you guys. Oh no, we're good. No porn. Alright, cool. The biggest thing about this chest piece, again, is the colors. So, I already thought about this, and I accidentally just unplugged my headset. Well, the show must go on, boys, right? So, one of the big things about this chest piece is, since it's pure armor, you pretty much are going to favor red. That's just how it is. It's armor, it's going to favor red, it requires 160 strength. It's uncommon for you to get, you know, even 2 to 3 off colors. 2 to 3 off colors is not difficult by any means. If you're pushing for 4 and up, that's when you're going to probably spend multiple exalts chroming your gear. So, Flame Totem is red, Fire Totem is red, or Fire Pen. So these are already 2 reds, alright? I don't need Blood Magic because I'm getting Blood Magic from the tree. Additionally, getting Blood Magic, I'll use a Void Eye, or whatever it's called, so you can get a free aura, which I'll put in Anger, which will be a level 22 Anger to give me some extra damage. So we've got Faster Casting and Elemental Focus. These are our 2 very, very good support gems that are also blue and blue, which is not red. But some things that I could throw in as well, which would fit the theme of red, is Reduced Duration and Iron Will. Now, the reason why I bring up Reduced Duration is because there's a big thing. I believe people were talking about it on the forums. Some of my viewers brought it up to me, and pretty much a lot of people do not like running totems for Uber Lat, be it even though they are very safe, because they find that their totems are often killing the subordinates or whatever Izaro is summoning, which you kind of need to keep alive to get maximum treasure keys for maximum rewards. By using less duration, you actually reduce your totem's uptime by up to 50%, but give it 30% more damage. Which means that your totem will basically expire much quicker, which is not a bad thing in this scenario if you want your totem to go away. Personally, I feel that I can just move the totems over to the right or to the left, not in front of where the guy is. But if all fails, we do have something like a Restoration support. Now, another thing is that the node that I was referring to before on the tree, over here, Tuwaha Wakatukaha Baba Forest Strength, also gives 10% increased strength, and on the tree alone, I believe we're at near 400. We're 410 strength, so this onto my base is 40 strength, which goes into Iron Will. For people who don't know what Iron Will is, it basically makes it so your melee physical damage based off of your strength affects your spells as spell power, or spell damage. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be it. I just realized my shirt's inside out, so I kind of need to fix that. If you guys want to take a look at this, now again, this is a very, very rough drafted character. I will link this specific outline for you guys in the description down below, and I can also take a look at my elemental hit guy, and I can post him down below as well. I do want to state that I have changed a few things with my elemental hit character. I don't know, maybe I can probably make this quick change for you guys right here. I think it looks something, it's something more like this, even though that's 127 points. I don't remember what I took out. You guys can be creative. You can always just look at my character on the actual profile. If you go to my twitch.tv/Pohx and type profile, just look at Pohx Pants. That's the other guy. But that's pretty much going to be it. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave some feedback and stuff. And I will state, I don't want to get you guys excited. If you made it this far into the video, I want you to type butt plug in the comment section. Don't ask me why, just, you know, I was looking at some porn, this chick had a nice butt plug, and it's the first thing that came to my head. So, I started fucking around with NVIDIA because one of my viewers, or one of my subs on Nerds Hunter, sent me a 970 GTX for free out of respect, so that was awesome. And with Shadowplay, which I had before, I can basically turn off all game audio, but I can still record. And I know recording for YouTube will be a much higher quality, so I might do my YouTube videos with Shadowplay now. But I can basically take highlights with no audio at 1080p quality while I'm streaming. And I have it set right now to 1-minute clips, so I'm gonna try for you guys, because I want to learn this myself, to start clipping, you know, even if it's just something stupid, you know, like RNG when you're chroming or this and that. And like maybe at the end of every week, just with I don't even need to edit, just basic things, you just put them in 1-minute frames at a time. So say I have 12 incidental fuck-ups that are funny, or 12 near deaths at the end of the week, you know, put all 12 together, just put them in slide by slide by slide, and upload. And then I'll probably have, you know, some music playing in the background, or something else. We'll figure it out. Because the only thing I notice is if I have game audio on, it picks up my music. If it picks up my music, I can't use it because of copyright. So we'll have to see what I'm going to do there. Anyway, though, hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit of a lengthy video, but if you did enjoy it, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and toss me a thumbs up. I'm itching to play a new MMO, but I'm really loving Path of Exile right now. So hopefully we can see some new MMOs on the horizon. But I'm out, boys. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.